All right, guys, let's talk about Swiped.co. This is an amazing, amazing website that they brand as inspiration for the marketing minded. And so, what Swiped is actually kind of a collection of really, really well designed ads, and some of them are actually annotated from an expert advertiser. And so, let's actually go ahead and talk about how to use this site. So, what we can see here is we can talk about specific niches if we want to go into appliances, arts and crafts, for example, consultation. All different types of stuff here that we see: entrepreneurship, food, cooking, government, hypnosis, right? Lots of different stuff. If we go to types here, we can see, about pages, advertorial, affiliate emails, all different types of stuff. The ones that we're probably most interested in, right, are Facebook ads. So we can actually choose Facebook ads, and we can take a look at some of these, right? And some of these are going to be better quality than others. We knew it was going to be an uphill battle, but we know we should have. But we've shown the establishment that the American people are still behind our movement. Join us and let's change America together. Right. So a lot of different stuff here to look at. Some of the ones that I like to kind of focus on are Ryan Deiss. So let's take a look at this one, and we can actually view the swipe here. Free Donald Trump shirt offer. Right, so Absolute Right, it's a popular political blog, is a part of marketer Ryan Deiss's parent company, Idea Incubator. Any site run by Ryan uses the same methodological strategy, right? Will you throw away your political correctness crutch and show you are ready to see America great again? Get your Trump shirt now, right? Washington, D.C., you're fired. Free Donald Trump shirt, shipping and handling is not included. Strictly focusing on the free item and how shipping and handling isn't included. You click through knowing exactly what the offer is. This is definitely a popular and well-designed offer. So what we see here and why this is actually a swipe is you can see his commentary, right? And so then this is the ad itself, and then this is the landing page. And so, not only does he actually show the advertisements for some of these, he actually shows kind of the landing pages as well. And this is, again, expertly designed. Get this t-shirt free, a countdown used to create urgency. Since this is a free offer, the time clock is especially effective. Being nice is for cowards and Democrats, right? So they're kind of chastising and condemning Democrats because this shirt is obviously focused on conservatives and people who would have been more likely to actually vote for Donald Trump and be so passionate about Donald Trump that they'd be willing to actually purchase a shirt, right? A big, huge emphasis on sharing here, because people who have political affiliation love to talk about it, right? Like, do you have a friend who just always likes to talk politics, or likes to talk it too much? And it's just a very, very simple, well-designed landing page here. The focal point is obviously on the t-shirt, and the order now button is enormous. Very, very simple from the sizing perspective. And then key takeaways, right? So he'll actually say, in terms of creating your own tripwire or low price front end offer, always think about perceived value. The higher the perceived value, the more irresistible the low priced offer is going to be. People should be thinking, how are they going to get this offer for so cheap? Right? And again, the purpose of this offer is not to make money. It is to convert a prospect into a customer, get them into your funnel, and make money on back-end products or services. You should be thinking of these offers as conversion machines that increase your chances of bigger profits, which sometimes even mean losing money on the front end, although it's not ideal. When it comes to the bottom line, what matters is your ongoing customer value and not one-time purchases, right? So, I mean, this is funny because this is the first time I've ever seen this in my life, and he's literally saying exactly what we've talked about the entire course, right? Lead magnets, adding value, getting people into your ecosystem with a free or very cheap offer, sometimes even losing money on the initial offer just to get people into your ecosystem, right? So, it's actually kind of nice seeing my ideas validated on, a major blog like this. And so Ryan Deiss is one of my favorite advertisers. He's an incredible marketer. Like he is one of the people that I follow probably most closely. And so, when we're on swiped.co, we can either, you go to his profile, or we can literally just type in Ryan Deiss. And I actually suggest doing this. Because he's making, hundreds of millions of dollars in revenue across his companies, and, with kind of using the same marketing methodologies, and we can learn a lot from it, right? So we can take a look at another one. So they even have email copy here, right? So let's take a look at some of the emails, because when we actually go out to create our email, our email sequences and things like that, again, we don't have to do that from scratch. I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised that you haven't activated your trial of the Digital Marketer Lab and claimed your free gifts yet. right? The opening remained the same. Reference image on right, which is focused on free gifts, which the person likely did not know of before. So again, there's a ton of different, key takeaways. There's also the annotations on the specific email. I mean, this isn't an email marketing course, but it's still important to kind of understand what's going on. Calling all 3-year-olds. Here's one for dental, actually, which is interesting. Let's take a look at what this is. We're inviting you and your child to join us at Royal York Dental for an introduction to the dentist. Activities for kids, right? This photo of an exciting girl is a big asset for this ad. It instantly conveys fun and entertainment. Is going to grab the attention of parents with kids this age. So this is great. I've never actually seen this before. The call to action is just seems to be registered a custom email just for RSVPs. So basically, like, they're putting on like a fun like event for kids, and like in doing so, they're networking, meeting kids. This is like a fun activity for families potentially. And few businesses, especially local ones, have the guts to organize and advertise a client-getting event. It takes effort, planning, and upfront investment, right? But I guarantee that this probably paid off, tenfold, based on the level of marketing there. So, we can look at Ryan Deiss, for example. We can, again, look at Facebook ads. There's a ton of different things that we can look at here. I just prefer, it says Ryan Deiss. Anytime I see Ryan Deiss, I click on it because I think it's really good. So let's take a look at a couple more. Let's get this one. GoDaddy always has really good campaigns. Here's one for fitness, just to kind of mix it up. Entire marketing library or a cup of coffee. Try us for $1, right? Less than a cup of coffee. Try us out for only $1. That's less than a cup of coffee. A cartoon theme was used for most of the ads using the cup of coffee hook. It creates a more playful, innocent vibe that goes along with the clever comparison and helps disarm prospects, right? So if it's kind of like simple, like, it's not like some overwhelming, scary looking, professional marketers. It's just a little guy holding a dollar bill. Try us for $1. Access our proven marketing trainings, checklists, templates, and more for only $1, right? So they're kind of comparing like a huge amount of digital kind of knowledge. They're establishing a lot of social proof here. Join 12,564 other marketers, entrepreneurs, and business owners. Again, all very good. Another good example of visual value comparison, the impressive upward moving graph versus a lonely cup of coffee. And so there's just so much inspiration here, guys, that, I'm happy to go through a million of these, but the point is, right, to introduce you to these resources, and then so you can actually start to use them for yourself, right? Because I wish, again, like I could show a million different ads for everything all of my students could ever possibly want to advertise, but it's just not physically possible. But what I can do is introduce you to incredible resources that you can use for yourself to learn and, get a bunch of new ideas for yourselves. Yoga trapeze for $1. We see, a reoccurring theme over and over and over again, guys. Try for $1. Getting someone to actually make a $1 purchase is so much harder than it might seem, right? But getting somebody to make a $1 purchase versus getting somebody to buy your product immediately is night and day. Getting someone, to make a $1 purchase, they're literally 1,000 times more likely to buy something from you in the future. Getting somebody to take action, even if it's a small action, right? Micro actions, they have a huge impact on, future purchases and getting people to actually make additional purchases with you and with your company down the line. Once you have someone into your ecosystem, they seriously become literally 1,000 times easier to then convert onto another offer. But actually getting someone into your ecosystem is the hard part, right? That's what we're teaching you how to do. That's what we're actually showing you inspiration for, and how to actually start to apply that to your own campaigns, or if you're opening a Facebook ad agency, to apply to, running ads for your clients. So that, guys, is Swipe.co. Again, Ryan Deiss is one of my favorite marketers. He runs Digital Marketer. And so you can just see digitalmarketer.com/blog here if you want to learn more about, what he does. They always release really good kind of blog articles about developing a content marketing strategy, Facebook Messenger ads, the ultimate list of blog post ideas, right? And, they're still marketing to you. When you read this stuff, you're getting pixeled, right? We see the pixel up here with the pixel helper. But, reading this content, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to be able to actually start to develop these strategies. And, marketing is not a one-time thing. Facebook ads is not a one-time thing. You're not going to become, an expert for life going through this course. It takes consistent, upkeep and work to always be on the cutting edge, right? Going through this course, understanding all of, what I'm teaching, understanding and knowing about these resources to find inspiration from other expert advertisers is an enormous first step and puts you ahead of 99.99% of the entire world from an advertising perspective. But always continuing to keep your knowledge fresh, reading resources from the top marketers on earth, guys, is always going to give you a huge edge even over the best competition, guys. So that is Swype.co. That is how you can look at Facebook ads. That's how you can look at actual annotations of ads from an expert marketer. We talked about Ryan Deiss, one of my favorite marketers, and the digitalmarketing.com/blog, all kind of to always stay up to date on the latest marketing trends, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let's get to the next.